Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
A dog was killed after attacking a Grand Forks police officer this afternoon. It happened during a narcotics task force search. When officers entered the residence of 321 North 4th Street to execute a search warrant, the lead officer was attacked by a large dog. Police say the dog bit the officer, and after numerous attempts to get the dog off, the second officer shot and killed it. No further information has been released at this time.
I don't know what you have to do to get the city to wake up and see that something is needed there.
An 11-year-old girl is still in critical condition after she was hit by a pickup as she was crossing the street in Jamestown yesterday afternoon. Police say the girl was crossing at this intersection at 4th Street and 4th Avenue Northeast, and the pickup driver had an obstructed view and didn't see the girl walking. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter, Bailey Hurley, talked with neighbors in the area who say that intersection has always been dangerous, and they're hoping this was the wake-up call the city needed.
It needs a four-way stop. There's been numerous accidents, and it takes forever to cross.
It's a problem O'Mara and her neighbors have been dealing with for years.
The cars do not stop for people in the intersection. I've waited many times to walk over to the clinic. I wait 10 minutes at times, depending on what time of day it is.
Heavy traffic speeds by her house daily, with stop signs only posted for north and southbound drivers.
It's one of the busiest intersections. The traffic is horrendous.
And with an elementary school just 1 block from the intersection, O'Mara says it's too dangerous for the city to ignore any longer.
It's too busy for the kids to get across. And cars don't wait. They want to get to wherever they're going, and they don't care.
But with 4th Street Northeast also being a state highway, Jamestown police say it'll take more than just the city to come to a solution, adding they don't think anything could have helped stop this horrific accident.
I'm glad it wasn't one of mine, but I'm not happy that something happened.
Jamestown, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
A GoFundMe page has been set up for that little girl. The page says she will be in the hospital here in Fargo for the next couple months and has a fractured skull and multiple broken bones. A link to the GoFundMe page has been attached to this story on our website, valleynewslive.com, if you would like to donate. No charges will be filed after a 5-year-old boy was hit by a vehicle while walking to school in Langdon, North Dakota on Monday. Police say the 5-year-old was crossing 9th Avenue between 7th and 8th Streets when a semi heading east on 9th Avenue stopped to let him and 3 other children cross in the middle of the block. The boy started to cross but was hit by another driver, 62-year-old Kathleen Finson. The child was taken to a hospital, then later life-flighted to Fargo. The condition of that child is not known at this time. The Stutsman County woman charged with manslaughter and child neglect in the death of her 4-month-old son will stand trial in March. The trial for 25-year-old Justice Lang will start on March 18th in Stutsman County. Lang pleaded not guilty to 2 felony charges in September. Lang and her baby were reported missing on July 2nd. Authorities started searching for the child and with Lang's help found the slough where she had been staying with the baby. They found the baby's body on July 7th. We've sort of been easing into the cold, so why was it such a shock when we stepped out of the house today? Hutch, it sounds like a cold night ahead of us, too.
And it's not just the cold, but from time to time we're getting these bands and bursts of snow with some areas picking up 1 to 2 inches of snow, both near the Sisseton Hills and out to the east near Bemidji. Quick dash of snow in Fargo, about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch. More of them dancing around the skies tonight. Temperatures are only 7 degrees now in Devil's Lake, 12 in Fergus Falls and Detroit Lakes. Grand Forks has 14. The forecast shows a brief clearing overnight, allowing temperatures to drop down and wind chills to be between 5 and maybe even 15 below in some spots, with more snow moving in by daybreak. So your planner tonight shows a cold night, blustery with enough of a west or southwest breeze to keep it wind chilly as well. Can't rule out a few more flakes. So those ingredients combine to that winter feel to the atmosphere. I'll have an update on how much snow and where we're expecting it to fall for your Saturday here in a moment.
Okay, thanks, Sutch. Here's a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say 37-year-old James Dumont is wanted in Cass County for a probation violation on a conspiracy to commit theft felony charge. You can call your local law enforcement if you have any information on this man. Venmo is a popular mobile payment service that makes it easy for people to send others money. But Venmo doesn't require a PIN or a Touch ID when transferring that money. And that makes it easy for people to take your money if your phone gets in the wrong hands. There are a few steps you can take to protect yourself, though, and protect your money. Go to Settings on your phone and turn on Touch ID and PIN. This requires you to type in a PIN every time you send cash to someone. A federal judge in Montana has stopped construction on the Keystone XL pipeline. The U.S. district judge took the action late Thursday on the grounds that the U.S. government did not complete a full analysis of the environmental impact of the project. The $8 billion project would carry as much as 830,000 barrels of crude oil a day from Alberta, Canada, to multiple states along the Gulf Coast. Environmentalists and Native American groups have battled this project for a decade, citing property rights and the potential for oil spills. New restrictions are expected next week on flavored e-cigarettes. This comes as government data shows a nearly 80% rise in vaping among high schoolers. Valley News Team's Joshua Pagero has more for us tonight.
The Electric Underground was one of the first shops in Fargo to start selling e-cigarettes.
Hey, how's it going today, man? Pretty good, pretty good.
Cody Soliski, the store's manager, oversees which flavors they sell.
We carry a ton of different flavors. There's fresh fruits, candies, desserts, tobaccos, menthols.
Many people are no longer puffing cigarettes. Instead, they're vaping.
Not everybody wants to go to a tobacco or a menthol flavor. And that's a huge part of what we do is, figure out what kind of flavors you do like.
But the Food and Drug Administration is aiming to clamp down on vaping. Next week, the FDA is expected to announce a ban on the sale of flavored e-cigs at gas stations and convenience stores. The FDA says the reason why it's imposing the new restrictions is because of an epidemic it's calling in teen vaping. But if you come to the Electric Underground, there's a sign that says you must be 18 or older to buy some of those vape items. Melissa Markegard is a tobacco prevention coordinator at Fargo Cass Public Health.
The Jewel Pod is where the nicotine flavoring is.
She says vaping is a problem among teens in Fargo.
This huge increase in the number of high schoolers and middle schoolers vaping, and especially with these products that are easy to conceal.
The most popular product is Juul.
The nicotine content is very high in a Juul.
According to the federal government, in comparison to last year, e-cig usage rose 77% among high schoolers and nearly 50% among middle schoolers.
They haven't been around long enough for us to know specifically what the long-term health effects are. We know what nicotine does to the adolescent brain. It changes how it develops.
The Electric Underground says it ensures underage teens don't buy its products. In Fargo, Joshua Pagero, Valley News Live.
The FDA is also expected to impose stricter age verification requirements on the online sales of e-cigarettes. Deer hunters are heading out in North Dakota starting today. About 55,000 gun licenses have been sent out for the 16-day-long season this year. Data and field reports show that white-tailed and mule deer reproduction was good in the western part of the state this year. Minnesota's DNR and North Dakota's Game and Fish departments both say they have seen an increase in the number of women applying for hunting licenses. The marketing coordinator says the DNR says female hunting rose by almost 50% between 2002 and 2015. She expects it to rise 25% between 2015 and 2030. And in North Dakota, between 2009 and 2017, licenses obtained by women increased 109%. The North Dakota Game and Fish says this is due in part to women between 17 and 19 who increased their applications by 46%. A small act of kindness can go a long way, and that's why the United Way is uniting the community today for its 6th annual Acts of Kindness Day. Local businesses like Scoop and Dough Candy Company are putting on special promotions today to get the community involved. When you stop by the shop wearing your Live United t-shirt, you'll be able to get a buy one, get one free deal. You can also draw a random act of kindness to help spread the joy.
Just doing the smallest things can absolutely have a huge ripple effect across the community, and that's what it's all about when you live united.
Other businesses taking part in Acts of Kindness Day are Shields and Sandy's Donuts. You can still purchase a Live United t-shirt. Just head to our website and click on this story. The Bison have been selected as the Missouri Valley Football Conference TV Game of the Week, and that means Saturday's game will be available exclusively on ESPN Plus through the ESPN app. Every week, the Missouri Valley Football Conference selects a single conference game as their Missouri Valley Game of the Week. The KVLY and KFYR Bison Football Network will still bring you a Farmers Union Insurance Bison Football pregame show at 1 o'clock Saturday before sending you over to ESPN Plus for the 2 p.m. kickoff. In honor of Veterans Day this Sunday, we are recognizing area veterans on Valley News Live. It kicks off tonight with a special half-hour Honor Flight of North Dakota, Minnesota show presented by Luther Family Ford. It will be at 6:30 p.m. on KX4. We are honored to tell the stories of our local veterans, and we thank Veterans Honor Flight of North Dakota, Minnesota for letting us come along. The Honor Flight show will air again tomorrow as well, right before the Bison pregame show at 12:30 on KVLY and at 6:30 on KX, following the news at 6 o'clock. It will also run on Veterans Day at 12:30 p.m. on Fargo CW.